Let's just dive right in. Welcome to this explainer on Henry Bird. This guy was a man who completely defied the hyper-serious, high-stakes nature of chess to become its absolute ultimate 19th century romantic. Think about chess today. You've got players sweating over the board, memorizing endless lines of theory, treating every single move like a matter of life or death. But Henry Bird? Oh, he was built totally differently. He wasn't in it for the money, he wasn't obsessed with titles, and he definitely wasn't interested in playing it safe. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating life and philosophy of a guy who genuinely believed that chess, at its very core, is an art form meant to be enjoyed.
It's actually a fascinating contrast. As the 19th century wrapped up, and certainly as we look at the modern era, chess became incredibly robotic. It got rigid. The whole philosophy shifted basically to win at all costs. But Bird's philosophy? The exact opposite. He championed this wildly imaginative, beautifully chaotic style. He wasn't just trying to rack up tournament points. He was playing for beauty. He wanted to create something spectacular on the board, acting as this incredibly refreshing breath of fresh air in a room that was fast becoming totally dominated by cold calculation.
Section 1. Beauty over victory. Refusing to take the game too seriously.
So Henry Bird was a world-class player, but he notoriously rejected the obsession with rigid theory. Instead, he played for the absolute joy of the attack. Think about what that actually means for a top-tier competitor. I mean, most pros would happily take a boring, grueling 80-move draw over a risk that might cost them the match. Not Bird. He was 100% willing to lose a game, provided he could play a beautifully imaginative, aggressive match. For him, a spectacular, fiery loss was just way better than a dull, grinding win. He wanted fireworks, plain and simple. He lived for the thrill of the fight.
Section 2. The Accidental Legend. The Accountant Who Conquered Chess.
And what makes this whole story even more incredible is that the guy was an accountant by trade. He wasn't locking himself in a room crunching chess books all day. He spent his free time hanging out at London's cozy, smoky, intellectual coffee houses, most famously the legendary Simpson's Divan. And yet, despite having a 9-to-5 day job, he competed at a world-class level for an absolutely staggering 55 years. He was battling the sharpest minds on the planet from age 21 all the way to 76. Now, high-level chess takes a huge toll on your brain and nervous system, but Bird just kept going, decade after decade, all while balancing his accounting career.
That kind of longevity is just completely unprecedented. We're talking about one of the longest careers in the entire history of chess. He started playing top-tier matches back in 1851, right in the middle of the Howard Staunton era. Then he played straight through the late 19th century peak of club play and kept right on competing into the early 1900s, crossing over into the Emanuel Lasker era. He was literally a walking bridge across multiple generations of chess history. He watched the game evolve from a romantic pastime into a hardened professional sport. And yet, he never lost his signature flair.
Section 3. The creator of Bird's eccentric and dangerous openings. Now, Bird wasn't just a participant in this history. He was a creator. Instead of playing the safe book moves that everyone else was memorizing, he invented his own wild weapons. The most famous, of course, is his namesake, Bird's opening. It kicks off with the pawn pushing to f4, basically playing the Dutch defense reversed. And why is this so perfectly Henry Bird? Well, pros rarely touch it today because it's technically risky. It instantly exposes your own king. But it boldly claims control of the center from move 1. It's eccentric, it's dangerous, and it throws your opponent completely out of their comfort zone right off the bat. It's his entire personality on a chessboard.
And he didn't stop there. He also invented the audacious Bird defense to the infamous Ruy Lopez opening. After the standard 1e4, e5, and knights out, white plays 3b5. The traditional thing to do here is to just defend quietly. But Henry Bird, he created the move 3 and d4. He just jumps his knight straight into the fire, offering up this incredibly complex, double-edged fight. It's exactly why he was such a feared innovator. He dared to try things literally no one else would touch, proving that you don't have to follow the rules to be absolutely brilliant.
Section 4. The social chess master. The antithesis of the Stoic grandmaster.
But if we look beyond the moves on the board, we really have to look at the man himself. As chess was transitioning into this era of cold, calculating, intensely stressed-out masters, Bird was the total opposite. He was your quintessential Victorian character. Where other players would just sit there in dead silence, glaring at the pieces, Bird was witty, super talkative, and just a totally vibrant presence in any club. He was also one of the first major chess figures to travel extensively over to the United States, helping popularize the game across the Atlantic and acting as a vital bridge between the British and American chess scenes. But above all, he played for pure social joy. He loved the people, the banter, and the shared experience of the game every bit as much as the chess itself.
Section 5. A legacy of joy. The patron saint of the club player.
Today, Henry Bird stands as a monumental figure. He's really the ultimate inspiration for the everyday club player. For anyone out there who values the thrill of the game, the fun of throwing a wild attack, or just the social connection of playing a friend over a cup of coffee, Bird is your guy. He is the reminder that you don't actually need to strive for the world championship to find deep meaning and enjoyment in chess. When he passed away in 1908, the chess world lost something profound. He was arguably the absolute last living link to that joyful, brawling, romantic era of chess. When he went, the game finally crossed the threshold into the hyper-competitive modern era, and we lost a bit of that cozy, adventurous spirit he championed for over half a century.
So as we wrap up this explainer on the remarkable Henry Bird, I want to leave you with a question that perfectly defines his amazing legacy. Honestly, it's something every chess player, or really anyone pursuing any passion, should ask themselves. Do you play to win, or do you play for beauty? Just think about that the next time you sit down at the board. Thanks for hanging out with me for this deep dive, and remember to keep looking for the beauty in the game.